Okay, welcome back everybody, the Pro Spartan Gamer, and a few of you have been asking for this video, so here it is. It's a special little video to mark obviously the end of 2015 PES, the Spartan series, and we're getting ready for the launch of the Spartans of 2016. We have been doing the Spartan series on our YouTube channel now for 3 PES games, 2013, 2014 and 2015. Obviously 2014 was a right pile of steaming poo, and even though we played a lot of it, there's not going to be too many players that came out of there with their reputation enhanced, to be honest. But what we're going to do, we're going to do a squad of 18. I will show you the team at the end or throughout this video. We've gone for a 4-1-4-1 formation. Some people playing probably not in their best position, but to get them in the actual Spartans all-time 11 as we stand up to the end of 2015. Be interesting to see whether someone comes into this on PES 2016, or whether any of them, you know, more Spartans are even enhanced and they come back to the club. So first of all, let's start off going back now to 2013. What we're going to do, we're going to show you just them and their stats briefly for each player, so you know why they were so good, and a little bit of history, but it's not, I won't dwell for too long. So the goalkeeper, here he is from PES 2013. He was from your youth team then. Big Norman, the Greek, and there you see 98 rated at 27, if you can remember how it worked back in 2013. Decent stats, goalkeeping skill 99, explosive power 98, responsiveness 94, defense 87, jump and everything pretty decent, overall rating of 98. That is Big Norman. He was in the Premiership Team of the Year. That is our all-time goalie at the moment in the Spartan Shaker. Obviously Arola was the main goalie from PES 2015, but he doesn't come near. Right full-back was easy. I know we played 3 at the back this year on PES. I'm hoping we're going to be able to play 4 at the back, so I do miss my full-backs, and this was an easy one. He was at the Spartans for 3 or 4 seasons in 2013, and it's the Ivory Coast, affectionately known for any Spartan fans as BDJ, and there he is. 100 is rating. Let's look into him. Plenty of pace, 95 dribble speed, 92 explosive power, lots of orange numbers there, 98 top speed. That was the flying right full-back, BDJ. Left full-back was a little bit harder, but we decided to go for ex-Newcastle United player Hydrea, or Hadara, we called him Hadrea I think. He had a couple really good seasons. I think he joined in about season 5 or 6. 94 star, still not that old. Look at his face. He really looks like he's just shit his pants and it's running down his right leg, doesn't he? Really does. Or he's holding it in or something. But he's a decent player, had a good left foot on him, did get forward well. Again, plenty of pace, plenty of orange and yellow numbers there. Again, top speed 96. He gets in, he's an offensive fullback card, there you see. He gets in from PES 2013 as well, because obviously we've not used fullbacks in 2015, so there was never going to be any of them. So one of the centre backs in the starting 11 is going to be from PES 2015, and it's going to be Minna. Much maligned on occasions, has made some mistakes in some games, but I think you've got to look at the record. He played over 150 times for the Spartans in a 5-year period. Still only 25 years old as we come to an end on this game, so still developing. 83 rated now. Good lot of height on him. Picked him up fairly cheap. No orange numbers, but plenty of decent ones there. The lime greens and the yellows. 88 physical strength. Decent pace as well. Body balance 90. 84 pace. 85 ball winning. I think he's been our best defender on PES 2015. all things considered, and I think he deserves his place in the team, as he was not a known player. He's one we've plucked from obscurity, and that is why Minna makes it into our all-time Spartan team today. And alongside him, also from PES 2015, is Terence Congola. The reason that Terence is in is, yes, he's had a good couple seasons now with the Spartans, but we did also have Congola for 3 seasons in PES 2014. So therefore, he warrants the place in there on the left side of our back four. Very good player. Again, only 25 years old, already 85 rated and still developing. Very good on the ball, bringing it out. Look at those yellow numbers. Lots of good yellow numbers. Lots of speed and lots of pace on the ball as well. Good physical attributes. Very good player, and I think Minna and Congola together make a really good rock solid in the middle of your back four. Had to be in there at centre midfield, even though his best position is attacking midfield. The mighty Stimmage didn't have anything to do with 2015, but was the star of our 2014 Rebirth of a Legend series. Was the star of and captain Colossus of the all-conquering Spartans of 2013. An absolute joy to behold to play with. Rocket fuel in his boots when it comes to shooting. Look at all those high 90s. Absolute god amongst men. 99 kicking power, and boy didn't he pack a punch. Scored some lovely goals. MVP in the Barclays Premier League. A real diamond to play with, Stimmage. One of my favourite all-time PES players, it goes without a shadow of a doubt. And he is in there playing in the centre midfield. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the unearthed diamonds of PES 2013. Just a reminder that we were using the winning 11 option file for this year on this particular save anyway, and for some reason Nathan Eccleston from Blackpool was, well, head and shoulders above anything else on the right wing. Fantastic player who rose very quickly to being the best player on the game stat wise, and there you see why. I think I counted something like 8 or 9 maximum 99s on the stats. An amazing player, scored plenty of goals and skinned plenty of fullbacks in his domination. Look at that, top speed, body balance, stamina, kicking power, all 99. Amazing player, great to use. Darting run, incisive run, speed merchant for sure. That is Nathan Eccleston, definitely in as our right-sided player, head and shoulders above anything else. Now we'll quickly talk about Griezmann on the left-hand wing. He's obviously also, we'll show you a little bit of Griezmann from 2015 as well, because we had him in the 2015. It's fair to say that he didn't reach the heights in 2015 that he did for me on PES 2013. There you see him 100 rated. Again, lots of power, lots of speed, fantastic left foot, kicking power in the 90s. Real good player, Griezmann, and again another one that I really enjoyed using on PES 2013. Little bit disappointed that he didn't do better on 2015, even though he was still very good. But he makes it in our squad. We've seen the Antonio Griezmann on 2013 and said how good he was. He wasn't bad on 2015, was he? He's still a very, very good player and was one of the first names on a team sheet. Leading assists with those lovely left-footed whipped cheese balls in to find the head of Alexander Mitrovic, amongst others. Very good. We picked him up on a free, which always feels a little bit of a snuddle, but never mind. He was a very good player on both 2015 and 2013. Very good stats, got a lovely left foot, and there's all his nice yellow stats. Penalties 84, very decent player, speed 80, kicking power 86. We love using Antonio Griezmann on both games. That's why he's definitely in and starting on our left midfield. Now this guy, obviously I'm showing you now, he's dropped a little bit in his stats. Bendaroo master, Willie Santana. You must have heard me talk about him in 2014 and 15. He come to the club really early. He's been at the Spartans probably for 7-8 seasons, along with Stimage and Eccleston. They were the three amigos, if you like, Stimage, Eccleston and Santana. And he sits just in behind in that attacking midfield SS role. Scorer of bags of special goals, Willie Santana. Big Willie here, as he was known. Obviously his stats have gone down a little bit because he's now 32 years of age in the graphic we're showing you. But dribble speed 95, 91 explosive power, shot accuracy of 87, 98 kicking power, 96 top speed. He really is a wonder to play with. That is Willie Santana. He came from Sport Reclife in Brazil. Fantastic was our Willie. Without a shadow of doubt, the standout player from the first 2 or 3 seasons on 2015. That's why there was no doubt that Majika was always going to get in this team. He's been fantastic. Obviously this is now, you're looking at his stats in season 6. But he's been here right from the beginning. He was one of our first signings on 2015. A fake player, yes. Majika, the Argentinian. Scored more goals than anybody else for the Spartans on 2015. And some of them have been very, very special. The Magic Man. He was known as one of the 2 Magic Men with Sherman Cardenius at the beginning. He's gone on to great things, Majika. He was captain for most of the series as well. He had to get in there, and how mouth-watering would it be, him alongside Willie Santana in that midfield with Stimage just in behind. Wow, what a side that would be. Let's just look into his stats. They don't look amazing, they don't slap you in the face and you think, oh, he's the best player in the world, but he's got some decent stats on there, and when you come to play with him, he's very good on the ball, can score some very good goals as he has done throughout this series. That's our Magic Man, Majika, who will probably be number 10. This was a tough one, and some people might be surprised who our number 9 is going to be, but it is going to be Alexander Mitrovic, no doubt for me. Loved using this guy. We had him for 3 seasons and he scored 77 goals, or around that figure. He got 20 in a couple seasons and 25 in another. Nearly 70 anyway, I can't remember exactly, but we've got it wrote down somewhere. But a very, very good player, still only 25 years old, got him from Anderlecht, very good in the air, got a lovely shot on him. One of my favourite goals with him was that half volley from way outside the box against Norwich. He's my main man. He can hold it up, he can shoot, he can header. He's been the best all-round striker I've had in the 3 years I've been playing with the Spartans. That's why he's in, and he's starting as the number 1 striker. Some people might be surprised. Kicking power 91, speed is okay, great body balance of 89. He's the sort of forward that I like when you're playing with just 1 up and 2 off, and I think he would be fantastic in that role with Willie Santana and Majika in behind, Griezmann on one wing, Eccleston on the other, supplying the ammunition. This guy would score an absolute sackful. That's Mitrovic, the Spartans' all-time number 9 at the moment. This guy gets on the bench, affectionately known as JM69, Jelly and Bagu. Was a revelation when we signed him first in Division 2 and in the first year of the Premier League. Scored sackfuls of goals and loads of assists. Lovely Benderoo finishes, quite a few of them. Doesn't get the start ahead of Mitrovic, but a very good player to have it coming off the bench, and very good initially in those lower reaches. Signed from Capri in Italy. Again, stats don't look that brilliant, but he's one of those for sure on PES that is just better than his stats. Good, decent amount of pace, good work rate, good at jumping, good explosive power, kicking power was decent, and he certainly knew where the goal was for the Spartans in seasons 2 and 3. Speeding bullet card, JM69 Jelly and Bagu gets on the bench in our all-time Spartans. Another backup player, and it's obviously Ross Bartley from Everton. We've got him on PES 2015 in the Spartans, and he's been very, very good in that. We'll show you his stats on that again. But he came late in the piece on 2013, probably in season 7 or 6, I think. But again, very good. 97 at 26. Lots of good stats again. Really good passing stats. Real good all-rounder, to be fair. Kicking power 89. Real strong player in the midfield. He gets on the bench as a replacement in there for the likes of Stimage, if need be. And we'll show you his 2015 Ross Bartley now. So you've just seen the Ross Bartley of 2013. Here's the Ross Bartley of 2015, who I think if we had had a couple more seasons on this game would have gone on to probably being the captain and the main protagonist in this Spartan side. He was growing and growing in every game. He was putting his hand up and playing fantastically in some real big games. Great all-round midfield player. Again, a lot of stats that are on the turn there from lime green to yellow. I think a couple more seasons with Bartley, he definitely would have been one of the best players on the game. Certainly at the end of season 5 there, he was definitely one of the Spartans' first players to put on the score sheet, and there's no doubt about it, he will be a player that we will be looking at to probably get in 2016, because he's that sort of player that can develop with your team. Lots of cards there. That's Ross Bartley, who has been at the Spartans twice now in 13 and 15. Our very own Mexican, who was supporting his family and a goat back in Mexico, if you remember, came to us I think in season 2 and stayed for a while. No longer at the club. We sold him to Lazio at the end of, between season 5 and 6, or season 5, but he's got to be in. He was a fantastic midfield player who had everything about him that a Spartan should have him. Work rate, willingness to run all day and never lose, and had that Spartan's blood running through his veins. Real good player, and I think he deserves his place in the side. That's Pena, the Mexican. He gets on the bench, our 18th member of this all-time Spartans from 2013 to 2015. Backup midfield player, centre midfielder, good passer of the ball. Obviously his stats are not brilliant now, he's on the wane a little bit, but he was very good in the lower reaches. Yes, as the level went up, he was found a little bit wanting, but you've got to have these players that get you up to a certain level initially, and he was certainly one, and that is Pena with his goat and his family back in Mexico. One from left field here. He didn't play that many games for the Spartans, but he's going to get on the bench as a reserve defender. Can play at fullback as well, even though it doesn't show it there. For me, he was the best natural defender we had throughout 2015. There was not many times when he came up in a one-on-one defensively and didn't win the ball. Denswil, the Dutchman, very left-footed, good at building up play. Unlucky not to get in the starting lineup in front of Congola and Minna, but just because he hasn't been at the Spartans long enough is the reason why. Look at those stats, very good stats for a defender, very impressive player, and I've got to admit, he is one that we will be looking at in 2016 because he's a really, really good defender and one that any team would like to have when you're trying to keep clean sheets. That is Denswil, who makes it as a substitute defender on the bench for us. One that made the bench now, and that is Kostic, the Serbian. He was reserve really for Griezmann, but he had, in 2013 he was the player that held the left wing position before Griezmann came in. He then got sold and he then came back to the club again. And he scored some real screechers, some real El Scorchios with his left boot, let me tell you. Again, very good stat-wise. He was one that was very good early on to pick up cheap, and that's what we did, and that's why he's in this squad of 18 as a really good player. He could play on either wing, and he's our reserve winger, if you like, and that's Kostic, the Serbian. Matteo Destro gets on the bench as well as a reserve striker. Little fox in the box, scored some really cute goals in 2015. Had a couple seasons as our main striker, I think, before Lukaku came in, but Lukaku doesn't get in because Destro's the one that made the impressions. Had a couple 20-goal seasons, the Italian. Good all-round stats. Shot accuracy of 95 is very good. Obviously 90 of attack as well. 94 kicking power. Scored some really good goals. He gets in on the bench as one of the reserve strikers from PES 2030. So one player that's no longer showing a Spartan shirt on the graphic here in front of you is Frankie Neuro. He recently left the Spartans on 2013, or not recently, but when we were playing it. He went off to play for Panathinaikos after playing for the Spartans for six and a half years. I think he was there when we got promoted from Division 2. He was there when we won our first Premier League crown, and he was there when we won the FA Cup, and he was there for big European nights, and he was a real gem, a real scorer of some really big goals. I remember him scoring that winner against Arsenal when the voice went all funny, Frankie Neuro, and he, you know, a real class act, real scorer of big goals for us, led the line through all the bad days when we took a couple seasons to get out of Division 2. So he makes the bench. Frankie Neuro from 2013. Not going to should be amazing his stats now, but you've got to remember he's 33. They were better than that when we had him, but still very decent stats when you're down and out with the default when he first came in. Obviously, you can see there from the stats, 91 top speed and body balance of 88, kicking power of 83. Very, very good player in those lower reaches, and did carry it on to be a very good player in the Premier League. Fox in the box card. That was Frankie Neuro of my squad, if you like, the 18 best players that we've had from PES 2013 through 14 and through 15. There's probably been, you know, individually there's probably been better players, but this is trying to put a squad together for your sort of fantasy Spartan team, and that's what we've come up with. Obviously, any ideas or players that you think you're disappointed that aren't in it, then put them in the bottom. Ultimately, it's my choice. I think there will be players in 2016 that have appeared in 2015 for the Spartans that may well come back and be pushing for their place in history. No doubt about it. But that's what we've come up with. Thanks very much. I've really enjoyed doing this video, and thank you very much for putting forward in the comments the ideas for doing it. Very much appreciated for all the comments and views we get. Hopefully this is a video you've really enjoyed. Cheers dudes, stay safe.